A very good morning. I am Dr. Umarani Purushothaman, and I was the former Associate Dean for Department of Management Studies at Savitha Engineering College. And I thought I will give you some self-motivational tips. My title is Power of Self-Motivation. Okay, I have 33 years of experience, and so much ups and downs I have gone in my life, which I don't hesitate to share with the audience, public. Okay, maybe somewhere somebody might can take me as my role model, because whatever I'm going to tell, it's coming from my heart. I'm not exaggerating anything. I'm telling only the truth and what all the experience I have undergone to come to this level. So this is about self motivation. I thought I will share my views with the audience. Okay, so as you know that what is meant by women empowerment is women, we gain the ability to challenge. It's only through empowerment it has become possible. Okay, and actually like women has become self-reliant. Now only we are self-reliant, and economically we are independent. We are able to earn and stand on our own legs, and we are getting positive self-esteem in the society, and so much of confidence is being generated among women. There is no doubt about it, and we are also able to face any difficult situation. Sometimes even men take back when some such situation arises, but women like we are able to face any such situation, just like that we are able to pass overcome those hurdles in our life. Let me introduce myself. Actually, I am from an affluent and the family. My father was doing business. He had ginning factory, and so much freedom he gave to me, and I owe a lot to my parents. Wherever I want to study, whatever I want to do, for everything like my parents, they gave me freedom. I developed a confidence because of their unconditional love of my parents, and they are not clipping my wings and allow me to fly freely. They had that much confidence in me that they did not clip my wings, I should say, in those years. Now everybody so much freedom is given to girls, but now that was not happening when I was born, and when I was a child in 1960s and all. This was freedom was not given, but my parents gave me that freedom, for which I owe lot and lot for them, and I dedicate this session for my parents, and I really thank them. But as Valluvar has said, ஈன்ற பெழுதினும் பெரிது ஒப்பால் தன் மகளை சான்றோன் என கேட்ட தாய். I think I have really made my parents happy during for all the accolades whatever I have received. The credit goes to them, and my mom is really very happy about me, because I grew on my own. I should say there was nobody to help me at any point of time. Financially my parents helped me, that was different, but apart from that, so many troubles I underwent. But the self-confidence what it developed in me, it helped me to empower myself, and to reach the pinnacle in my career, I should really say. And actually I completed my PhD in the year 2000. Yeah, I completed in 2000 my PhD, and all my in-laws, my sister-in-laws, mother-in-law, father-in-law, all my husband side people, they were all in Chennai. And one of my brother-in-law was the controller of examination in Anna University. So all of them, they motivated me, saying that why don't you come to Chennai, having acquired a PhD and all that, you will have a very bright career opportunity here, they said. So I thought I can I can take that decision, so that I can reach higher in the ladder of my career. And during that time, like PhD time, I used to go for typing center for typing. I didn't know, zero knowledge in technology at that point of time. So the girl who was typing, she did not know the spelling even for a very small word, finance, for that also she will ask spelling. I really felt ashamed at that point of time, having got MA, MCom, MBA and PhD and PGDCA, so many degrees, B.Ed, everything I got, but I am ignorant regarding technology. So I thought, no, I should get some knowledge in technology. So with that intention, I went to my management. I am really blessed, I should say. Wherever I worked, the management have been supporting me, and in that college where I worked in my native, I worked for 10 years. I was one of the pillar of the college, and I had all freedom to ask anything to the management. They used to grant me whatever I asked. So I went and told them, sir, all faculties we should gain knowledge in. This happened in the year 2000, so all at 1999 I think. So we all should get knowledge in computer. So for the non-computer faculty, why don't you start PGDCA in the evening college? He immediately said yes, and Madurai Kamaraj University, evening college was started, and many of non-computer faculties, including me, we joined that course and we studied, and I was really very happy when I completed my PGDCA, because I also know to operate the computer. So that was a pride I had at that point of time, and because of this PGDCA exam, like I was held up in my native till June. So it's only in July, I think, I started my journey to Chennai. Okay, there is a saying, they used to say that Vandare Valavaikum Chennai. That is really true. In my case, I have experiences. Yeah, after having come here, a lot of changes happened in my life, and I really empowered myself, I should say. Proudly, I am saying this. Don't think I am patting on my own back. This happened. So because of my confidence, whatever I have in me, this happened. So obviously when I went to Chennai, I was staying in my relatives first. My in-laws, everybody were there, but of course, Virundu Marnu Selanalda, I was feeling guilty, like why I am staying here with my children for so many days. Of course, like usually vacation I go, I stay, that is different. But now that with the intention of permanently staying in Chennai, taking up a career, having decided that I was really feeling guilty, and whoever comes to our house, in-laws house, I will ask whether they have any college nearby and any vacancy. I was literally mad, because by July when I went there, all admissions and recruitments and all was over. So one good thing my brother-in-law did was that he gave me the list of colleges where they will give good payment. So he said, you go and try. I thought that he will help me and recommend me somewhere, but now I am happy, because nobody recommended me. I came on my own, from my own efforts. I came to this level, Rapo, that feeling, that happiness is somewhere, I felt that I was happy that he didn't recommend anywhere. So on my own, I used to go to many colleges, and most of the colleges wherever I went, they said that madam, you have PhD, everything, all your profile is good, but what to do now that we don't have a vacancy, we will tell you later, like that. Wherever I went, some 10-15 colleges, I would again the same answer I was getting, but I never lost confidence. One thing I should tell you, that I had a good vision. So with the vision I came. I will explain the vision in my next PPT. So with that vision I have come. So I thought I have to reach the vision, means I have to work very hard. So that persistence was there in me. So I walked many colleges. Then finally I went to one college, it is called as Hindu College. I went, and where the principal was very happy at my looking at my profile, and he said definitely we will take, because my area of specialization was finance. So obviously that attracted them. So he said he will give vacancy only in evening college, where the salary will be only 7.5 or 7. That is what he said he will give, because in the day college there was no vacancy, and so I felt something is better than nothing, right? So I thought, okay, like that, with that intention, I thought I accepted the job, and that story I will explain you later. When I was staying in my relative's house, my son was doing his engineering in Chennai at that point of time. My daughter is completed her plus 2. She wanted to pursue her BE in Chennai only. She was very concerned about that. So it is because of that only mainly I transferred to Chennai, thinking about both my children. I want them to be with me, so that I can take care of them, plus all that hostel expenses and all I can reduce. So I my in-laws and all, they advised me, both brother-in-laws, they told me that why I have to put her in engineering college, instead of spending that much money, I can put her in arts college, later give a training for other exams, something she can do, and maybe she can become a collector or IPS officer, something like that. Nobody there in our family like that and all, they kept on telling, maybe with good intention they would have told, but I was looking at my daughter's face, she was not happy about that. So I thought I should do something. So, and I took her out to the one temple nearby, and I asked why. She said, ma'am, amma, whether you will put me in arts college, because she knew that I had financial crunch at that point of time because I was jobless, and my husband also, like he was in my native, and I can't expect much, help from him also. So she was little worried whether I'll put her or not, but I told no, at any cost I will do some work, extra work, or do something, and I will see that, like even sell my jewels, I said, do something and see that, she is, I'm fulfilling her ambition. That is how my parents fulfilled my ambition. I wanted to, take them as my role model, my parents. So I said, I'll do the same thing for you. Whatever you want to study, you study, but see, be very determined that, you have to concentrate in study, and then, get into some good job and bring fame to me and to my husband. So that is the only advice I gave to my daughter, and she promised me that she will do, and she was very happy. And ultimately I also put her in engineering, which I'll explain you later. And then they are all married now. I am really happy to say that I've got such good children, who adore me like anything. And whatever I say, they used to say yes. They never said no to any of my words. So whatever advice I say, they used to take into consideration, and I'm blessed in that way. I really thank God for that, for giving me such wonderful kids. And my daughter-in-law, she is M.Tech, but after marriage she was not able to continue her job, and I gave her a lot of hopes. And then ultimately now she is doing organic farming in my village. I am really proud to say that. No way agriculture is less than any other profession. So I am proud to say that my daughter-in-law is doing organic farming, and my ultimate aim of my son also is to continue that organic farming in a very big level. Maybe with the blessings of the God, if that happens, I think I'll be very, very happy. And just have a look at my PowerPoint. So I think, this is the short, I have given me the profile of myself. So with that, I know that self introduction, I will continue to the next session later. And thank you for patiently watching to my PPT.